You're listening to This Week in Property. Stay current, relevant and up to date in the world of property investment. Learn from the UK's leading property professionals and grow your property business.
Hello and welcome to This Week in Property. I'm your host Richard Swan, and in today's show we have yet again answered your questions, dear listeners. Thank you to everyone who gets in touch and gives us feedback and guides the show really. And I'll explain that in a wee minute, but people who have got in touch either through mail at thisweekinproperty.com, or quite a few of you have actually come to me directly through connect2richard.com. Thanks very much for all your messages. The feedback is always helpful, especially when you touch upon not only the guests that we have in the show and the topics that we cover, but the way that you then guide me, because you tell me, you share your position, you share how you're either involved in property or how you're looking to get involved in property. And on that basis, from that feedback, what we've then done at This Week in Property is we have tailored quite a few of the recent shows around what you're asking for. So we've very deliberately brought in guests and had conversations with them that you have asked for. So there are some of you out there who have got in touch and explained that you're working as a couple. You know, and that could be a couple at home, you know, man and wife, for example, or it could be a couple in business, you know, business or joint venture partners. And the whole ins and outs in that, the dynamics of it, how that works. So we did that. We brought you in a powerhouse of a couple through Mr. and Mrs. Barnes. If you've not listened to that show, then please do. There are some of you who have got in touch about the lonely world of being an entrepreneur. Sometimes you're there on your own. You're having to do everything. You're dealing with the ups and downs, the good and the bad, the struggles and so on. And again, we've brought you in guests in that format. And today's guest, Carol, the lovely Carol Watson, who is just doing some fantastic stuff in the world of property. She ticks a lot of the boxes that a lot of the listeners have got in touch with. So listeners coming from the angle of, I am a young female. Can I do this? I mean, is this world not for, you know, stuffy old white men who, you know, they're at the tail end of their corporate life and they're now about to use bags and bags of their pension money to invest in property? You know, is that not correct, Richard? Is that not the kind of true stereotype of property? Because that's not me. And I need to know if there are people like me out there doing this. Well, Carol fits that bill. She can put your mind at rest in that angle. And doing business with young children, doing business where you might be on your own a lot of the time, you know, your partner is working away for long periods of time, all this kind of stuff, all these challenges. Carol's dealt with that. The mindset for approaching that, the mindset that we as parents can help our children growing up into the world of finance and business and, you know, creating their own lifestyle and experiences. What are the kind of things that we should think about? What mindset examples, what tutoring, parenting can we give them? All of this. And Carol delves into that from her own childhood and the experiences and the skills and the mindset that she's been brought up with, and how she then is using that to, you know, go forward as a mum. So it was fascinating, absolutely fascinating conversation, and it answers all of those questions that you have been asking me to bring for you in the form of guests. And then the great thing is we also then delved into what exactly Carol's up to. What are the strategies? What are the tactics? What's the areas that she is specialising in? And it's an amazing story, because it comes from her own background, career, experience, path, journey, call it whatever you want, through the kind of strategies and the cash flow focus that she is on top of in her own business, through to some of the amazing experiences and milestones that she's now having, for example, as a shareholder in a major land development and new build property deal. I mean, it's fantastic. So yes, I don't want to give any more about it. Oh, I'm giving too much away. Let's hear it from the lady herself. Without any further ado, give it up for Carol Watson. So Carol, good morning. Welcome to This Week in Property.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on, Richard.
Yes, I've been looking forward to this. We've had chats back and forth at different times, just following you along in your journey, but looking forward to getting you on the show so that a wider audience can hear your story and hear what you're up to and your opinions and things. So that'll be good to get into. But let's start how we always start. Who is this lady? Who is this Carol that Richard has got on the show for me to listen to so that the listeners can understand? If you were given a wee snapshot of your profile, your career, your path that's kind of brought you to this world, what would you say?
So I didn't do the whole straight into university thing when I left school. I went straight to work. I also was involved in network marketing for a while when I was younger as well, because that's what my parents had done for over 20 years. Mm-hmm. But I decided that I wanted a bit of paper. I wanted a degree. And back in 2014, I actually have a note on my phone from this that I'd written out my goals. So it was to get my degree, get a job in oil and gas, and then invest in property. And I, having graduated, and the things that happened when I was at university, my attitude and mindset totally changed, and I didn't want a job in oil and gas. So I'm just missing that bit out and started my business in property instead.
Wow. So what was the things that put you off? What did you learn?
In my second year of uni, the downturn happened in the oil and gas industry, so that changed things massively. Mm-hmm. And then in my fourth year, I decided that it was a great idea to have my daughter. And fourth year and a baby was quite stressful, but I managed and still got a first, so I was delighted.
That's fantastic.
So on one of the modules I took in fourth year was leadership, and it was a women in leadership topic that we were doing. Sat in this lecture and talking about how as a woman you've got a glass ceiling to break through, and there's no way around it, because we obviously have to take, if you have a child, you're going to have time out your career. It's inevitable. There's no way around that. That's how God made us. So we're sat in this lecture and talking about how it's difficult if you're going through the whole corporate ladder, and how the other option is to do it yourself. And I was just had a realisation, like, I don't want to get on a corporate ladder. I want to be with my little one as much as possible. So once I graduated, I came and done property protégé with you guys, and then started my business.
Fantastic. Do you know something? Seeing that wee short profile there, you have ticked, I don't know how many boxes for questions that I've had in from listeners. And I can guarantee that right now, wherever they are, you know, it might be a woman commuting on the train and she's listening. Oh, finally, Richard, you've answered my question. And then there'll be another woman who's kind of going into the creche with her young kids, and she's like, oh, finally, you finally answered my question. Because the amount of stuff, the feedback that we'll get in, you know, enjoyed listening to the show, it was great having so-and-so on, but I'm a young woman, so they've put that wee label on. I'm a young woman, how am I supposed to start this? Because isn't this all old stuffy men, and you know, you have to go to these network meetings that you don't get a chance to talk, or someone else. I've just given birth, my wee kid is only a couple of months old, for example. This sounds fascinating. I know I want to get involved, but I can't see a way in. You know, can we not hear from those guests? And, you know, other people, university. I'm in university. I thought I had a path, but, you know, I'm reading these books and Think and Grow Rich and this, that and the other and Tony Robbins, and my mind's totally changed now. So how the hell am I supposed to change gears? Can we not hear from those guests? Here she is, Carol Watson. This is brilliant. This means I can shut the podcast down for a couple of weeks now, because you're filling about 4 or 5 shows for me. This is fantastic. Right, let me unpack some of the things you've done there then. So the very first thing, as soon as you said it, oh, that's interesting. You said you wrote down your goals. Yeah. You had these goals. I'm going to do this oil and gas thing, and then later on I'm going to do the property thing. Yeah. Had you always done that? Is that you? Is that your parents? Is that a thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as I said, my parents have been involved in network marketing for near enough my whole life. So from the age of 7, I have been dragged along to different trainings and events, given like motivational books, like Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul, and all these things from a very young age. So it is definitely something I've always done growing up.
Brilliant. Are you going to carry that on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and it's amazing because you sometimes forget what you've done. So when I was, I can't remember when it was, I'd written down some goals, and part of it was to go travelling and to buy a house. And then I totally forgot what I'd written down, but then found a notebook, and the house that I'd written down, I described it as well, and it was pretty much our exact house that we've just sold recently, and it's amazing how it works.
Wow. So there's something in it then. You would definitely go along with, these people that talk about goal setting and visualisation and whatever, chasing those things, Perfect thing.
Definitely.
Okay. And something as well, kind of touched upon there, something that parents should do. If they get that information, if they get that wisdom, try and pass it on. Because I think, there must be so many people out there who just like, what are you talking about? Would you set a goal? No, you go to school and you get what you get, and then you go to uni, then you jump into a job, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
There's so many people who just don't have an awareness of it. You don't know what you don't know type thing.
I know, I've been so grateful for the way I've been brought up. It's
definitely. And full disclosure, I've known your dad as well. I used to work with him, met him God knows what year it was in the whole network market, and I had great fun with him. Absolutely brilliant time. And I always loved those aspects as well. The educational part. Yes, you're here to talk about the business, but while we're all gathered here at this meeting, come on, who's got problems? Who's got hassles? Who's finding this hard? Right, okay, let's change the way we look at things. Let's look at our mindset. Let's look at our productivity, our focus, all those kind of things. Of course, that's something that we both know dearly with BMW stuff, with Protege and Platinum and what have you. It's something that's deliberately built into those systems. So that's good. Okay, recommend that from a kind of personal aspect. Brilliant. Okay. And what about the aspect of chasing something, following a path? You've got this oil and gas thing, and then having that, I don't know if this is for me now, actually. People are having that. People are having those moments, whether it's at university, whether it's inside a career.
Yeah.
How would you tell them to deal with that? How can you plan a major shift like that? What's your experience?
Well, I think previously, it's been a generational thing that it was back in the day, you had your career and that was it, and you stuck at it your whole life. Whereas nowadays, it's not like that. People change careers all the time. Like I was 30 last year, so I was a mature student, and I wasn't the only one on my course. And I don't see an issue with that. And then, as I said, the reason I went back to uni was to go into oil and gas, and then since I've gone into property. And I don't know, you need to just go with the flow and be accepting the change and understand that you might have this plan in your head, but you might end up down a different road, and that's okay.
And that's okay, yeah, exactly. I like that. And you're right, I think, I'm trying to remember who it was that was talking about it. I think it was Gary Vaynerchuk who was talking about this, the generational thing that you touched upon. As you say, there's this, if you go back, grandfather, great-grandfather, whatever, right, I'm going down the mines, that's it, end of, till I die, that's who I am, that's my identity. And then later on, people, kind of, those kind of descendants were then, okay, well, I had a long career, 15 years in this particular job, and then I shifted, and I've got another 15 years in this job, so it starts to drift. But I think he spoke about the hyphen generation, and what he was saying was, whether it's kids now or the next kids, instead of, what is it you do? And the answer with one label, I'm an electrician, or I'm a such and such, they'll actually have hyphens in it. I'm an electrician, author, network marketing, whatever, fill in the blank. They've got all these different things going on at the same time.
Yeah.
They're an investor with their money. They're also get this career, but they're also doing this hobby that they just have a lot of passion for. And then they're using the power of things like the internet and stuff to actually make a revenue out of it as well. And they're juggling with all these things. It's quite fascinating how it all changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why property then? So if property is one of those hyphens for you, why was it in there? Why did you even think about it?
Just, I think typically, I think everyone that must come on Protege says this, but loved Homes Under the Hammer.
So true. It's a UK thing, isn't it? It's bizarre how we're obsessed with it.
Yeah.
So you were either going to be a weather forecaster or a property investor, is it?
Yeah. And seeing the I think people love to see the transformation in these programs, and to do it firsthand is just amazing. Obviously, the earning potential in property can't be matched in a lot of other industries. So, I'm not going to lie, money's a big part of it, isn't it?
Of course. Aye, definitely. The returns can be quite remarkable. Yeah. Okay, so you got the property thing, you've got that property bug, and you've jumped into different trainings and things that are going on. So where are we now? What areas and strategies and tactics? Because as we both know, property is just gigantic.
Yeah.
Everything, bits and pieces of everything. So what is this lady Carol up to? What do you focus on and play around with?
Yeah, there's so many different strategies, but I am focusing on deal sourcing, right. So packaging up deals for investors.
Mm-hmm. And people what they want. So those things we spoke about there, the returns from property, the money from property, you can actually help people get that.
Absolutely, and that's the biggest reward as well. Is I just want to help other people. Mm-hmm. If I help someone else make money, and I can make money, then it's win-win for everyone, isn't it?
Exactly. And that particular area, is it something you would recommend for people listening in if they were wanting to start in property, get somewhere in property, get some cash flow in property? Is sourcing one of the angles you would recommend? Yeah,
absolutely. So obviously, if you're the one that's sourcing the deals, you can pick and choose which ones you keep and which ones you package on to other investors. So there's that aspect. And also, having come from being a poor student, not having much capital to start with, it's good to help other people use their money.
Yes, exactly. That's right. And I get back to that generational thing, of course. I think it used to be that thing. Okay, you want any property? Right, okay. Well, what you have to do is save up all your money for a long time, then get a deposit, then put it down, and then you start. I was like, well, hold on, no. There's other ways of doing this. There's other
so many clever ways.
Yeah, exactly. Creating those revenue streams and so on. Okay. You've also been getting involved in deeper things. You've been obviously at the land training event not that long ago, looking at land development stuff and what have you. How are you finding that world? Because that's fascinating.
Yeah, so after coming on to Protege, when I left that long weekend, my mind was blown with the potential in property, but then land's just absolute next level, isn't it? Yeah. So done the land training with you guys back in April, and the month after, or maybe it went into the start of June, I'm a shareholder in a development through in Glasgow, as you know, so it's very exciting.
Yeah, definitely. What can you talk about that kind of development itself, just to kind of whet people's appetites? Obviously, if there's confidential stuff, understand, just avoid it. But just a rough ideas of the kind of project, timescales, sizes, number of units involved, etc.
Yeah, so it is a development of flats through in Glasgow, and I know that we have had the architect has said that we can get more units than originally planned on it. So it's going to go over 60 units, which makes it a major development, which is very exciting. And obviously, the more units on there, the bigger returns for myself and my partner that's came in on it with me. So yeah, it's very exciting.
That's fantastic. Can you believe it sometimes? Like that girl back in uni and stuff. Yeah. I can't believe you're doing this. You're kind of juggling around things as a shareholder in a major development deal.
Well, this time last year I had 2 days to go to hand in my dissertation, and so I was very stressed then. And now I've sourced property on the market, off the market, got involved in this land development. I'm helping a lady sell a whole portfolio of properties and looking at other developments as well. It's crazy.
Unbelievable. That is fantastic. You know, it's great. It's great seeing these real live examples, you know. And as I say, listeners always getting in touch. Okay, well, what about the female aspect? Okay, what about the young person's aspect? I'm not, 55 with a giant pension I'm going to cash in. Okay, what about somebody with a young kid? So it's brilliant that someone like you can stand as a wee beacon there and say, no, you can do it all. No problem.
Yeah.
And what about the child aspect? How is that to juggle? Is it a benefit? Kind of having the kind of flexibility of property rather than being in some kind of cubicle job? Is there downsides to it? What would you say for people listening in with young kids?
It's so flexible. So as you know, my husband works offshore as well, so he's here month on, month off.
Yeah.
So the months when he's away, I'm a month on, month off single parent, which is fun. But so when he is at home as well, it's good because, like last week, he left on Wednesday night. So during the day, we took the wee one through to Hammond Valley to see all the farm animals and go on the trampolines and sandpit and everything that little kids like. And I think I put a LinkedIn video up saying about how if I was in a Monday to Friday 9 till 5 job, I wouldn't have been there. He would have been gallivanting with the wee one on his own. So it's absolutely beneficial to have that family time. I probably work more hours than I would if I was in a 9 to 5, but I do it when I choose. Like I get up before the wee one gets up and do things in the morning, and then I'm up later at night working as well. So it is just working when it suits you rather than when you're told to work. On your own terms.
Yeah, I can personally, I can totally relate to what you've just said there. I do work much, much longer and harder than I used to in a kind of corporate job, if you like. But I get so much more done and I've got so much more enjoyment. And the last one that I've deliberately left at the end, it's that precious time with the family. I have never been able to see my 3 daughters as much as I do now. And it is that flexibility part. And I think that's so important. I don't think we should dismiss that. I know we're on a This Week in Property podcast and, we're talking about returns and buy-to-lets and portfolios and, there's this young lady, Carol, doing all this stuff and sourcing off market, on market, large development deals. It's exciting, it's money, it's rewards, it's brilliant. But it's not about the money. It's about what you're going to do with it and the time and the space and having that time that you've just said there at Almond Valley with the young kids. You can't put a price on that. Being able to do that is utterly priceless.
Yeah.
And property or some kind of property career that you want to do can really bring that for you because you're doing it yourself. You're creating your own business. You'll decide how hard you're going to work, how long you're going to work, etc. That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
And they're only wee once, aren't they? So you need to enjoy it.
Exactly. Now, you've got these things you're doing just now, which is brilliant and exciting. Loads of plates are spinning, loads of deals are getting done. Have you thought about the future? Can you see where things are going? Whether it's the next year, the next 5, the next 10? Is it, because this goal setting girl here, what do we see ahead of us in your future, your vision?
So I've got a spreadsheet, a 5-year plan spreadsheet.
She's serious.
So I know exactly where I'm going. But yeah, it sounds so cheesy, but I want to build an absolute empire and develop houses for other people as well, not just, as I said, the money aspect for myself and other investors, but the end of the day, when we're involved in property, we're providing people homes. So it's making sure it's something that is something that they can enjoy. Yeah,
I like that. So you could actually be driving past somewhere and thinking, "Yep, that was me." See that full estate in there? I was part of that one. You see families out playing and on the swing parks and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I suppose that maybe makes you come full circle to the homes under the hammer type thing, doesn't it? You're physically able to see something that you created or you changed or you added value to, etc. That's brilliant. Now, the sourcing and stuff, just listeners that are listening in just now, what kind of areas in the country that are you kind of working in, just in case they want to get in touch with you, your services and so on?
I stay in Dunfermline, so I focus in and around Fife mostly. However, I have a partner that I'm working with in Glasgow as well, so coming through your way as well. So
Brilliant. There we go. Nice wee swathe across central Scotland there. Okay, that's something for the listeners to think about, especially the ones who are interested in getting into property. They might have the money for it, but they don't have the knowledge. You know, that's where someone like you is a classic person to work with. You know, you've got that.
Might not even, sorry, Richard, it might not even be a lack of knowledge. They may know what they want to do, but they just don't have the time. So I'm not going to lie, it's a full-time job trying to find these properties for people. So
exactly. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Now, the connecting, the networking part of the puzzle, that's another thing I've always been impressed with you. It's something you really do spend time with. With is it the BSD network round about Dunfermline?
Yeah.
Other different networking events, etc. Is that something you would recommend listeners if they're wanting to, you know, get started in property or develop further?
Yeah, absolutely. So I host the BSD Dunfermline meetup. It's the first Thursday every month in the Starbucks at the Fife Leisure Park, 7 till 9 o'clock. Okay. You can find me there. And it is great. That's the only property networking event that I attend. All the other ones I attend are non-property related. Although I will go along some occasionally as well, just to meet other people, but it tends to be people that are doing the same game as you. And from my perspective, I enjoy going to the networking events to meet potential clients, really. And also a few things that I'm working on just now came from the networking events. As I mentioned, the portfolio I'm helping the lady sell, that was through someone that I met at a networking event. So it might not be the people at the networking events, it could be the people that they know as well, but I do enjoy it. And I think it's not a case of going around and being the hunter and just trying to seek out business in your first go. It's going and building relationships with these people.
Yes. I like
so you're not going to pass anyone anything unless you know them and trust them.
Correct.
Well, I would.
Correct. There's a proper connecting. And again, you know, something we always kind of touch upon at PMW when we're doing Protégé, you're not going out just to throw your business cards about and take and try and find so-and-so. No, make it real. You know, this is a person-to-person business. Go and connect, regularly meet them. Connect and network and form a true relationship. And you're right, that's where the trust comes from. And then lo and behold, you're conducting a whole portfolio deal with a lady that you've came into touch with. That's fantastic. And you mentioned non-property ones as well. Is that something you would recommend? And why?
Why? I want to help people who may not already be involved in property and want to get involved in property. So it's just going out and spreading the message, I suppose, being the property evangelist. And I am actually speaking the end of this month. I'm speaking at a non-property related event on property.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Is that something you're comfortable with? I'm trying to piece together, okay, so she's the young female that I'm getting contact from listeners from, I don't know if I can do this, so maybe there's a bit of fear about, front of the room, speaking, I don't know, but then you're also the person at the start of the call spoke about the whole background, network marketing, your parents bringing you along, this, that and the other. Whereabouts were you in the kind of comfort factor for doing that kind of public speaking and stuff?
I do still get nervous, and it is a bit frightening, but I suppose, as I said, having been brought up in network marketing, I was dragged at the front of the room to read out the raffle ticket numbers and things like that. You probably remember seeing me there, Richard.
Yes, and I never won once, not once. I'm not going to hold that against you, but...
So it does frighten me a little bit, but at the same time, when I had my own network marketing business, I spoke in front of, I think there's like 135 people at one of the biggest meetings I was at. So that was definitely frightening at the time, but it's something I'm continually working on as well. I'm actually joining a Toastmasters group. And it's not to do with the confidence of getting at the front of the room. It's I say a lot, so I'm trying to get that out of my system. So that's one of the things that I'm working on. But yeah, I don't mind it at all.
Good on you. So always growing, Always trying new skills. Yeah, oh, she's done these deals, she can stop them. No, no, no. You're always looking, okay, Toastmasters, I'm going to try this. Or I've got this wee weakness, call it whatever you want. I'm going to work on that to correct it. Or I've got these networking areas. I'm going to go further. Not just property, but business. Always. Do you think you're always going to have that mindset of growing, developing, evolving?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think life's meant to be like a picture where you get this finished article. Well, obviously you do, because it comes to an end eventually, but when I'm still able and going, it is treating it like a garden, planting these new seeds so you can reap your rewards later.
I like that. Yes, that's very good. Yeah, someone else does tend to decide when the picture's getting finished. Maybe they frame the picture, but it's our job to keep painting. Maybe that's what it is. I'm going to grab that metaphor. I'm going to use that, by the way.
Yeah. Matt, have you read The Divine Weaver? It's a poem. It's a Christian poem, and it's all about my nana's got it on our wall in our living room, and it's all about how it's describing life as like a tapestry.
Right.
That sometimes you'll not have many threads of gold and silver. There'll be more darker coloured threads, and it's not until the end when you kind of come to it when you're up in heaven and pass away that you'll not see the finished article of what the tapestry is meant to be like until then. But I quite like that. You should have a wee read of that one.
That's nice. The Divine Weaver. Okay, right after this call, I'm going to look into that. In fact, if I can track it down, I probably will. You know what the internet's like. I'll stick it in the show notes as well for the listeners. That's brilliant. Good on you. A nice wee tidbit. Oh, see, I love it. This is why I love having these interviews and stuff, because there's always something that pops up. You're like, oh, that's gold. That's fantastic. I've learned something new. Every day's a school day. Now, let me put you on the spot for opinions and what have you. This is always good to chat about. So, someone, especially someone nervous about getting into property, what about these interest rates, Carol? I mean, my goodness, they're going up again. They went up another 0.25% again. I shouldn't be in this game. These mortgages are going to cost me a fortune. And what's happening here? How do you cope with all these things? How do you look at the landscape when it comes to your business working in the world of property? I think that it's going to keep on going as well. Let me get your opinion on that.
Sorry?
Is the interest rates going to keep on going as well? I want your opinion on that one.
I think it'll go up a wee bit more potentially, but not ridiculous amounts. And there's a way to be cautious when you're looking at deals and stress testing that to a certain percentage. But I don't think it's a reason to stop. I think if you listen to a lot of the media is like scaremongering, isn't it? Trying to put you off. And maybe if it does scare you enough, then maybe it's not for you. I don't know. I think you need to have a certain level of risk to grow and have the most out of your life.
I like it. That's good. I like that answer. Brexit. I mean, my goodness, I shouldn't be doing anything. Carol, come on. I shouldn't be investing my money. I shouldn't be buying property. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a big, scary, doom and gloom picture. Why on earth am I going to give you money to source me a property over in Fife or Glasgow or somewhere? Come on, Brexit, talk to me.
Well, it's in the process of happening, but it's not happened yet. And then I suppose when it does happen, we'll just deal with it then, because there's no point in, it's the same thing as a mortgage question, isn't it? You can't put your life on pause because this is going to happen. We don't know what will happen, but just keep going as best you can and then deal with it. And this goes way back to what we started on talking about, how you deal with change, and it's just going with the flow. You need to keep moving, and the economy changes all the time. The political environment changes all the time, but if you just keep going, you'll have some wins and some losses because of it, but just keep going, and there's nothing else for it, is there?
Yeah, tremendous. I like that. Yes, just keep putting your foot one in front of the other. But I like the caution as well, the stress testing. That's another great kind of recommendation. You know, do your numbers, do the due diligence, get those spreadsheets filled out to see if it's a deal or not. But you can test, is it a deal just now? And also, if something wacky went up another couple of % or something over the next 9 months, is it still a deal then? You can test all these things before you make your move.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Okay. The other area you've stuck out to me recently as well has been the social media side. Getting your voice out there. You know, this property evangelist, as you've said, that's quite a good. I'm going to keep picturing you now in some kind of pulpit talking about property. Oh my goodness! How have you found your online marketing, getting your message out there, using these things like LinkedIn and so on? And is it something you would, recommend and suggest listeners use as a tool?
Yep. So through Platinum, we have access to Billy's LinkedIn Inferno, which is amazing, and I recommend it to anyone that wants to use LinkedIn. And for that, to start with, when I was making my videos, I was nervous and did have in my head, what am I doing? Who cares what I'm saying? But it's, as Billy says, it's who are you not to say these things? And if I can say something positive that helps someone have a better day, then why not?
Yes, I like that. Do you know something? That's a perfect way to end, because the people have been getting in touch, as I say to you, different angles. Richard, give me a guest that's young, give me a guest that's female, give me a guest that's got a young child. Get these people on, because I'm that person and I want to get involved in property. I want to start my own business. I want to do this investing, but I don't see those examples. Well, okay, here's your example right here. Here's Carol ticking all those boxes. And also, take what she says. All those listeners that fit those boxes, you can do this. And who are you not to? Who are you not to? Your voice should be heard. Your business should serve other people and be part of that puzzle. That's fantastic. That is a brilliant way to end. Carol Watson, thank you very much for appearing on the show and giving us your knowledge, your experience and your insights.
No worries. Thanks for having me, Richard.
Hi folks, it's Richard here again. I really hope that you enjoyed today's show. Now listen, I've got 2 links to help support you on your property journey, and I want you to write these down when it's safe to do so. You might be driving in your car just now listening to the podcast, and that's fine, but please make sure that you get back to this and write down these links. Okay, are you ready? Got your pen in hand? So the first one, thisweekinproperty.com. Now that's the website for this podcast. On there, make sure you subscribe to the podcast so that you don't miss out. What you can also do on there is catch up on tons and tons of past episodes. There are hours and hours of property related content and some amazing guests with some fantastic insights to help you on your property journey. So that is thisweekinproperty.com. Okay, next link, propertyprotege.com. Now, let me spell that one out for you. PROPERTY PROTEGE. That's propertyprotege.com. Now, what's it all about? Well, the Property Protege Intensive is designed to give you the lift that you need into the world of property. And if you've already started, if you've already got some experience, then this can help you accelerate your progress even further. The experiences that people have had at Protege and the success that they've achieved afterwards has been life-changing for many people. So go there right now if you're serious about property and if you want to build a highly successful property business. That's propertyprotege.com. So there you go. That's 2 links to some fantastic resources that are going to help you. And listen, talking about help, can you help me to help other people? You see, the more that we can share this podcast, then more people can learn from the fantastic guests that I've been so lucky to talk to. How can you help? Well, it's very simple and very quick. Just a short review on iTunes is going to help make that happen. If you go to thisweekinproperty.com/iTunes, that will guide you to the very place that you will be able to help other people. So thank you. Thanks for doing that, and thanks for listening into the show. And I look forward to bringing another great guest to you in the next show.